Oh well, hello and welcome back to Most Hatchets. I am up way too late, probably shouldn't be recording this. Rilder 2, you actually entered a Fey mood, which is what ended up pausing the fortress. I was just letting it run in the background. It is 6th Moonstone 1883 early winter, and pretty much nothing happened. I am digging out some additional stone here above the adamantine before we start digging down into it. I also pierced the wall here, which had magma leak through the crack and into this room, but for some reason it's not leaking right now, so I'm not going to question it. And Rilder, you have claimed a crafts dwarf's workshop. Don't let us down, buddy. It better not be a stone goblet or something. Or even worse, a wooden goblet. What type of dwarf would put their lips up to a piece of wood? How utterly disgusting. Paige is stressed. Why are you stressed, Paige? You've killed one frogman. You're very worried. You say you must pray to Emoth Spinerock. Over the long term, Paige has been under a great deal of stress. He's worried after being unable to pray, feels restless after being unable to practice a martial art for too long, worried after a lack of decent meals. A whole bunch of bad shit. I haven't bothered to actually even check my stockpiles in a while, have I? Like, how are we doing on booze? Extract and brew, prepare easy meal, prepare lavish meal. Let's bump this up to a fine meal. Feed tallow to pets. I probably need to get more of these going too. We'll just alternate between making beer and various types of wine and delicious cheerleader drinks, as one of my bosses used to call them. Way back at the mountain home, he worked in administration. Slugging down a big old glass of pale ale just wasn't up his alley. Grimmeth needs law. What? I guess it's possible that we're out of logs because most of them burned down. In fact, there's still a bunch out there that seem to be on fire, which is kind of frightening. I'm going to assume that one of my dwarves could pick that up, and there's a lot of dead people out here. George Carlin died. I don't actually know what killed him. And a vile force of darkness has arrived. Okay. Maybe this will be the end. Let's set the alerts. If I can remember how to get there. Okay, civilians go to the burrows. I refilled the military as best I could. I put a bunch of the long-term dwarfs in here, like Metal Slime Hunt and Raid Soft. I'm pretty sure you're in the military. Basically, if you were at the top of the list, you became military. Geshud. The Groblinus pulls on the embedded axe. Well, you did not scurry away fast enough whenever the war bells were sounding. I'm not entirely sure who you were. You've completely lost your name, Geshud. And dead men have no titles. That was probably one of our military dwarves. I hate losing dwarves. Like, his name is forever lost to time now. The tanner has been stunned. Another dwarf is dead. Stukos Tobluzhnash. You might have actually been one of the new migrants that showed up that I did not get around to naming. Holy crap, that is a lot of them. There's no way that our dwarfs will be able to fight that off. Let's create a metal armor squad. We're gonna just throw a bunch of people into it. This is the last stand of our dwarves probably. This will be led by Dorksman, you don't have any relevant skills. Does anybody not in the military have any relevant skills? Revocane, you're an adequate hammer dwarf. You will be the one who leads this squad into battle. King Henry can go in. Volinger, you're recruited. Butch, NPC. Dis Omega, you're in. Sad Creeper, we'll probably make another squad or two. Zoe, you're gonna be in. Caffeine is life, you get slot number 8. Wear that number with pride. Dorksman. BR Master. Okay. Create squad appointed by this leader? No. Grimmeth is leading the mechanical yells now. Karma Bell, you've lost your name because you've killed so much. Question is, what do I need to get another squad? A militia captain, maybe? I'm gonna make myself the militia captain. Because why not? Create squad, metal armor. Of course, we are the crystalline lusters. Revocane squad is the moist Boduses, which is strangely fitting. I'm gonna have under my command, let's see, who do we have that's real? Blacklist, you're somewhat real. Parth, Parthede 2, you can be in my squad. Mechanical, I want to say Mechanical Unicorn is who that's supposed to be, but your name didn't actually fit. So Mechanical the second. Not the most interesting thing going through here, but we need to make sure we recruit the right people. Patrick All. Pretty sure you are not an NPC. Furby the third, you have no relevant skills. This whole squad is completely untrained. It's gonna go over so well whenever they enter battle. Variax, you're a novice fighter. Welcome to the party. Avak, you are already in the mechanical yells. You do have some skills. Meow Guy, competent spear dwarf. I hope that you brought your own spear. I wish I would stop cycling out of the list. Let's see. Call me Jeremy, you're already in the gilded tools. You're a skilled axe dwarf. My tiny life, no relevant skills. Get in here. Can definitely be the rookie squad. We will be the bait, more or less, that probably runs out there and gets slaughtered. And how about Slaxer the second? Get up here. Moist Boduses, everybody come station yourselves in the garden. I'm not gonna bother pulling the levers on the drawbridges, by the way. If you dwarves are smart, you'll quit going out there. Your safety is absolutely not guaranteed. They killed one of our cats, those bastards. Where are they? The woodburner has been found dead, killed up in the trees. Who is this? A beekeeper. Another one of those migrant dwarfs out there on his own. Oh well. Look at all of those. Somebody's actually crazy enough to be firing a shot, it looked like. Who's shooting arrows, and what are you shooting them at? No! Thogslok! The Goblin Bard. What are you doing out there? Throg. How fragile we are. Death. This is truly horrifying. Yeah, they just completely bashed him down. I don't think his actions are going to show up in my combat log, unfortunately. Okay. I'm half tempted to open the gate over here and just make it even easier for them to path in, because we're not going to seal them off. We're not going to hide behind these walls. Maybe some lucky dwarf will go up there and fix that. Han Solo, you decided to stay out and hunt. What are you doing here? Dicky Bear, you've got a neck injury. Your dick's cut off. Your left hand is cut. Your left cheek is all sliced open. Han Solo, you're getting mangled. The Groblinus Mace Man bashes Diggy Bear in the phallus with the cobalt-spiked mace, and the injured part is smashed into the body, an unrecognizable mass. You dance around, landing a couple blows, but they quickly swarm you, and somebody else up there just got murdered. The traitor has been murdered. I'm going to assume he was up there attempting to fish. Diggy Bear, you're putting on one hell of a show. You're about ready to faint, though. You're gashed all over. You've broken that one's spine, or cut it open. It's winded and probably going to be down on the ground. You've mangled that one. You know what? You've landed a couple blows. I'm very proud of you, Diggy Bear. However, they slam into you in a collision. You roll around on the ground. And they finally strike you down. The Groblinus Mace Man bashes Diggy Bear in the head with the meteoric spiked mace, bruising the muscle, fracturing the skull. I'd like to say it was pretty quick, but you probably danced around for a couple minutes there. In dwarf time, I'm going to assume. Really, why are you so suicidal? There's Lester. BR Master is thirsty, and he's just going to stand out in the open field. Karma Bell, what are you doing? You've got 2 notable kills. 2 elves, actually. You worship Kogan and Emoth. You're on friendly terms with a lot of people. I think all of your war animals are dead, though. And I don't think we've got critical mass here to stop the onslaught of Groblins. They're going to be pouring over the walls. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to come, like, through up here. Just become a pain in everyone's ass. It's good to know that some of my military dwarves, too, are gonna have problems out here in the sun. Here they come. Oh, man. We've got 125 others on the map. We've also got ghosts. Mike Wallace and Mad Max are both back. Haunting. Because they didn't get a proper burial. Dwarfs, I'm pretty sure I enabled the burrow correctly. So if something bad happens, it's your fault. Karma Bell, you are out there fighting. It's not going to go over well for you. You are stunned. They have surrounded you. You strike one of them down, at least, it looks like. Possibly before being knocked down yourself. Oh, yeah. Let's see, the Groblin Spearman stabs Karma Bell in the upper body, tearing the muscle and shattering the right false rib and tearing the liver. And you fall down. They begin kicking you on the ground, crushing your bones and gashing your flesh open, flaying it. Got a wolf fighting. You made a couple of them vomit. That's always good. I should probably go turn temperature back on. Let those forest fires start rampaging again. If those were still going while they were out there, half of them probably wouldn't make it to our fort. The others would arrive half singed and barbecued, most likely. Truly the greatest blessing and curse that the elves ever gave us. Poor Diggy Bear. Poor Karma Bell. Poor Han Solo. Okay, so while that procession slowly makes its way down here, we didn't find any adamantine up here. Apparently it is all going to be... We're gonna dig down and then have up downstairs here. Except for there. And then... Kinda tricky. We'll just do one at a time. I don't want to risk puncturing the magma tube and flooding that. I haven't had a chance to refine any of that stuff yet. If The Myconid is caught up in the web. If for some reason we survive this siege, it's possible that I'll get around to building some strand extractors, or queuing it up at least. The job. BR Master is unconscious and thirsty. He's just sleeping out here. I'm not entirely sure how we don't have any buckets. Here. How do I add space? Currently painting. You know what? We'll give the dwarfs down there the ability to come up here, at least to these workshops, and grab things. What's the worst that could happen, right? They're all gonna die a horrible death anyways. At least this will still keep them inside the fortress. They're not allowed to leave the walls, at least. Including this little front part. This is Murder Alley. Look, military, I should have at least 30 dwarfs up here. Well, BR Master, if you're still sleeping there, you're not sleeping anymore. Yeah, they just chopped your head off. And then they come and form a goblin pyramid on top of your body and snap a couple selfies. They'll be uploading it to the dark web tomorrow, I'm sure. Hashtag curled into a fetal position. Oh, that wall of goblins. Groblins. Okay. I'm not gonna have a chance to really read the combat log in this. It's gonna be way too chaotic, and if I did try to do it... What the fuck?! Let me guess, this is part of my burrow. It is part of the burrow. So, they all decided, partly due to me, that this was a safe place to hide whenever I threw the burrow switch. Unfortunately for all of these dwarfs, it is not. We have TK422. Couple new ones. Pirate Roberts, Zoe, TK421, Legend of Man. A Diagnoser is in there. You're all dead. I just want you to know. The Groblins spill over the wall there. And begin hacking them all to death. The military can hear their screams over the wall. Occasionally they might see an arm or a leg fly up, maybe a spatter of blood shriek across the walls. Yeah, there's no point. They're all just gonna get slaughtered down there. I don't think any of them were in the military. At any point, puppies are dying in droves. And even more groblins are charging down there. Wow. It's a groblin mosh pit. It's a shame I can't flood it. That would have been perfect bait. Bait a whole bunch of groblins down there and then pull the flood lever. You sacrifice a few dwarves to get the groblins where you need them to be. I'm feeling like they're a little bit hesitant to come down here. Or to come at least through here and fight us. I mean, the remains of the last battle still do litter this hallway here. And yes, you can strike down all the puppies you want. Wear yourselves out. Okay? On my meat wall of piglets and puppies. I'd send my military out there to deal with them, but my military will just get fractured. Half will move, the others will stay behind, a quarter of them will go inside to get a drink or something. Oh, our post has changed. What are you all doing? Oh, they're chasing this guy. Mechanical the Second. Why you went down there, we'll never know. Pretty sure you just got slaughtered, though, yeah. You didn't even put up much of a fight there. And then the Groblin Spearman stabs Mechanical in the left hand. It sails off. Stabs you in the head, but the attack is deflected. This is also an old version, figuratively speaking, compared to what Toady has released. I'm not sure that this one has blunt force trauma, where even if you get hit in the head with a helmet on, you'll still take damage, possibly. In the newer version, if let's say you're wearing a helmet and someone bashes you with a mace, it might not crush your skull, but it could definitely tear the tendons in your neck, to snap your spine, things like that. Yes, another war dog. We don't care about dogs. What are all these dwarves doing out here? There's a butcher, there's Lester. That's definitely not a burrow. Oh, more dead. What just happened? Okay, a butcher was found dead. A war raptor was found dead. With any luck, we're picking off maybe one or two here and there. At least wounding them enough to slow them down. Also, I know some of you probably hate the sound of this lighter, but at this point in my life, I can't help but enjoy my cigars while I record. It's one of the few bad habits that I indulge myself in. And occasionally I do go through and try to mute those, because they show up louder than I want them to. But it doesn't always happen. Groblins, are you all just gonna hang out in my pit down there? Again, if this was filled with water, if I embarked on a location that had any type of surface water at all that didn't evaporate after the first year, we could have done something like that. It's possible these bastards might try to starve us out. We've got an orc hammerman there and an orc axeman there. Another dwarf just dove off to their doom. Who was it? It was Sad Creeper. And Metal Slime Hunt has been found dead. What were you guys doing out there? You're supposed to be in the military. The Mechanical Yells has already lost 3 dwarves. The Magical Gears has always been screwed. The Moist Bodus has lost 3. Crystalline Lusters. Just from dwarves running outside and being completely suicidal. They have no sense of preservation at all. Kakoskia, you get in. We'll take Gandalf on the Moist Boduses. Okay. I'm assuming what's happening is they're trying to run outside and grab gear that somebody had dropped or something. There should be enough shit inside the fortress at this point in time, but apparently there is not for them. Urist, you get in there. I don't even care who we throw in there now. If they're a warm body, they're going in. Variax, you've been found dead. Oh, they've scaled the walls, and I've actually got dwarves up here. That's why. I didn't think they'd be able to climb this. How the fuck? Because of the trees here, huh? Call me Jeremy, you've been found dead. Had your head cut off. Raidsoft is dead, rest in peace. They made one bloody stand on the front of our fortress here. Blood is basically dripping off the ledge like some type of grisly waterfall. Nalst, you're tired and you're winded. You've got 2 notable kills. The Groblinus, a giant rat, and 12 other kills. 3 Groblins, 3 Groblinesses, 5 giant rats, 1 giant rat. However, I don't think it's going to be enough. Okay, you know what? I want the military to charge the bridge. We've got a battle going on up top. Where are you guys going, huh? Larian, you've been found dead. They speared you in the belly and twisted it. Daisy dies. The brave dwarves who tried to defend the top have failed. And the rest of the military, like I thought, that I tried to send out here, have told me to fuck off. They're gonna do what they want. Okay. You guys charge out there if you're crazy enough. Blacklist charges ahead, swinging his sword wildly. He lands a few blows, but he does not come out unscathed. They pin his ass up against the wall and chop him limb from limb. Ace Noper, you're dizzy. You're missing your left lower arm completely. It was chopped off a long time ago. You don't like the sun, and foolishly you head out there. Grimmeth is unfortunately dead. He tried to fight them off up there, probably left alone by his war tigers to die in the dreaded sun. Ace Noper, you basically just fell on their sword. Minstrel Geyser, I forgot about you. You charge out the door. I saw a Groblin go over the edge here. Oh, Warwolf has been found dead. I was really hoping that our last stand would be against, you know, maybe the elves or something. Minstrel Geyser, you have died. We're down to 111 others, so we've killed 14 Groblins. And we're down to 99 dwarves. Wow. Meow Guy, you've been found dead. The war tigers are out here, trying to fill their bellies, perhaps. Another war tiger dead. We won't have too many of those left. Every second somebody dies or something dies. I'm curious what the wow, that's our noble screen. We don't have nobles anymore. Mechanical Yells routed. Gilded Tools down half. Magical Gears, you've lost one. Moist Botuses, Revocane still lives. He hasn't lost any more from his squad, and my squad was routed. I really don't even know if I should bother placing anybody in the military anymore. I mean, at this point, what we're fighting up against, we definitely have to have more skill than this. Ralph, take your piano out there and fight. Just no one has any combat skills. Big Bird. Everybody who did know how to fight has already died. Panic is beginning to set in across the fortress. Parthede 2, you charge ahead. There's 3 Groblins there. They've managed to bruise your left foot with a mace. It's possible that these Groblins are down on the ground, tired and exerted. However, after a brief round of combat, you found out that you're not actually trained very well in your cardio. Spent too much time lifting and not enough time building your heart muscles. Parthede, you got a name. You got 1 kill. You worship a Gek and Kogan. You're on friendly terms with a lot of people, but your left lower arm has been cut off, your left foot's been cut off, you're dead. Rest in peace. Toad casually turns the corner, and he decides he's gonna be the next one who throws himself into the meat grinder up there. Some of the Groblins that look like they might be dead actually aren't. And Urist charges ahead gung-ho. Gung-ho. Gung-ho-lin' one. Sometimes my tongue doesn't know what my brain wants to say. Toad enters a martial trance and begins to kick some ass. Who is this? Box MacLeod. I will always pronounce your name wrong. You step up with a crossbow in hand. Some Groblins have fell down and they're becoming food for the war dogs. Civilian dwarfs casually look around. I've been interrupted. by something. Faulty entry, rest in peace, you've been found dead. Another dead war dog. I've entered a martial trance. There I am. Going round and round with another goblin. We've got a couple dwarves up here. Urist, it looks like you were thrown over the wall and ended up down here. Wow. I actually wish I'd been paying attention to your shenanigans up here. Toad is still alive. He's not wounded at all. He's got 3 goblin kills. And he begins to tango with that goblin as well, slamming him against the wall before he himself gets pinned against it. He's all beat up and cut, his testicles dangling out of his loincloth. And unfortunately, that was it for him. Down to 95 dwarves. If we're lucky, the goblins won't all flee, which it looks like they're wanting to do. Who died? A cougar has been found dead. I don't care about dead animals at any point. There's still a couple of goblins up here. 2, Ongo and Nug Slew. They're both kind of beat up. Well, Ongo is. He's got a cut on his left lower leg and his right foot. Nug Slew is in perfect health. I'm going to say having most likely recently climbed up top on their own. Okay. Anybody we've got left, get your ass out here on the bridge and try to fight the goblins off. Don't go up top because there's nothing up there. Stark and Box are guarding it. Box has 1 notable kill, Oznun's sickness toll, and then a couple of rabbits from his years of hunting. He's a deadeye when it comes to that crossbow. Goblins, are you really running? The rock Umung Astam Nogu Ireg has come, a bird of prey so gigantic and ferocious it competes with many dragons. All beneath its mighty wings should fear the sky. Question is, where is it? It's right there. It's the big ol' R. And it actually charges after the goblins. I hope that they don't kill it. It is just tearing them apart. It's all bruised up, it looks like, dented. So, a new challenger approaches. I guess this video will go on probably for a little bit longer. Maybe it's just gonna set their content. Fate has been found dead. I'm not sure how he died. Oh. Because more giant rats are coming up to the fortress. We're being attacked and assaulted from multiple angles. And the bird is gone. Took off into the air somewhere. I see, there it is. I was gonna say, I see goblin body parts flying around. It swoops down on that one and begins ripping it limb from limb. Unfortunately, it's tired. It's got a left upper leg cut. If it gets done in by goblins, I'm gonna be sad. My military has decided that up here is where I told them to be. What if I tell you all to go out here into the front of the fortress? They're fighting the goblins that are trying to climb up there. Let's see. Box, you got thrown off the top of the ramp too. The goblins kill you down below. Mega Man's been found dead, gutted on the rampart. Another dwarf just threw themselves off. Who was that? We've got Rambo down there who swooped down, and Alios. They tried to go stage diving on the goblins. There's a couple more down there too. I'm down there. I've got 1 kill. Fazia's down here. They're actually making pretty good mincemeat out of those goblins down there. Well, except for me. In close quarters combat, I got my brain rammed in. Volinger, you're dead. Okay, who do we have here again? Aelios. You're surrounded by 2 goblins down below, and none up top. Even though some are starting to pile in. Vok has been stunned up here. Fozzie is dead. Buried beneath the wave of goblins. Looks like they killed the rock too, which is disappointing. Rambo goes down. Aelios, you're tired. Your right lung is bruised. You've been a slaughter machine for so long. You've got 12 notable kills, 18 other kills. You've been a goblin murder machine. You worship Errol and Emoth. You might be the biggest war hero that we've got here, Aelios. You charge into that goblin and shatter his body into a million pieces. Stark is dead, knocking his teeth out. Thawne has been found dead up on the ramparts. More dwarves are up there all screaming out in pain. House MD is dead. Aelios, where did you go? I don't want you to die. No, you did die. Finally buried in that narrow corridor. A Vox dies up there, his guts hanging over the ledge, his intestines serving as a door drape, like you might find in a hippie house. Lethal Feline is dead up there. Down to 81 dwarves. Goblin Spearman collapses and falls to the ground from overexertion. Gandalf's dead. If we can't kill him in battle, then we'll crush their... We'll give them heart attacks, okay? Ralph has been found dead. We'll overexert them to the point that they die. It's basically our only option. Hackerman's found dead. There's 78 others, so there's been a lot of them die too. Big Bird's been found dead. This is pretty much the end of the fortress, guys. Revocane's dead. I think somebody else died that I missed. This is a brutal massacre. Kefka's been found dead. He put up a little bit of a fight down there. Matrix is all beat up and gashed, surrounded by them. He slams one with his hammer, it looks like, and it flies back against the wall, but bounces back with his buddies, pinning Matrix to the ground and killing him. Problem Saloof, the giant rats are down there. Yeah, you guys have your own problems. There's another giant rat. It's not like I can afford to send any military down there to deal with it. I think the goblins might actually be retreating down to 37. Yeah, they are. Oh, man. Who is still up here shooting? I just saw an arrow. Goblin Mace Man. It looked like it came down from this way. Maybe it was that orc. Yeah, we've still got a dwarf up there shooting. We've got Stock. There's another Groblinist still up there. The dwarfs are slowly trying to do her in. I think they finally got her up there. Oh, well. The worms are having a festive time up here amid the puke and the guts and the gore. I'm sure the birds have a feast on their hands, too. While the invaders are leaving, we've got ghosts. There's owls flying around. What else was flying around? Hungry heads down in the caverns somewhere. Giant rats are also running around. You know what? You guys can stand down. The mechanical yells no longer exist. The magical gears is down to 2. Moist Bodices and Crystalline Lusters both lost their leaders and are now down to 5 apiece. The Gilded Tools is down to 3. Our squads were just decimated today, and there's really no one else who can fill their shoes. I'm gonna call this fortress over with, folks. I don't really feel like waiting until every single last dwarf is dead. As far as these dwarfs have become concerned this place is no longer safe. Kakoskia has been voted mayor. Every other noble has been dispatched. Wild animals run through the halls. It's second Opal 1883 midwinter. And the dwarfs of most hatchets are calling it quits. They're gonna pack up their bags and retreat back to the mountain homes where Bowser lives. Oh, the Paint of Rasping, led by Bowser the Metalsmith, who we never got to meet, unfortunately. Mario, Batman, and Peach all have their places in the Empire. And with any luck, with some of the dwarfs that have survived through here, these wonderful people, maybe they'll be able to pick up a position at the mountain homes. It's possible that Bowser will send them back out to reinforce other settlements, or even come here with a military someday to attempt to reclaim it. There's no telling who will take it over whenever we're gone and finally out of here. It was a fun fortress while it lasted. I'd never intended it to last this long. I was hoping it would be kind of just about a 6-hour one, maybe 8 at most. We'd mess around and have a bit of fun. But the dwarves proved more hardy and survivable than I thought they would. They fought off invasions that really probably should have done them in. We got really lucky on the Forgotten Beast front for the longest time, with them simply not showing up, and then the first one that did being a complete pushover. So guys, thanks for joining me for the Fortress. Those of you who joined me in the live stream, it was incredibly fun. Sorry it took so long to get to this, and it might not be the ending that you were hoping for. But someday the dwarfs will return. Not in this world, that's for damn sure. There'll be a real fortress, one that actually has meaning and is planned out a whole lot better than this one. So again, thanks for joining me, folks. We are going to just simply retire the fortress, I guess, and leave it to its own devices. There we go. I will see you all later.